ṣé ní 2019 tẹ́yìn dìbò wọlé ṣé nìkan kan wá da wàhálà sínú ẹgbẹ́ tẹ́ fi dìbò wọlé yẹn gbà yẹn ipe kó dàrú káwọn lè wọlé nígbà tá a bá wò pé ṣùkan ni ò dá rárá a máa wá rí pé áńgẹ́lì kan gan tàtẹ̀ wá fi ìpó gbádùn díẹ̀ òun gan ló wá burú jù ẹ ṣe dúró lẹ́gbẹ́ nídìí ẹ̀gẹ́ yìí kẹ́ máa wa ẹ̀gẹ́ yìí títí tẹ́ máa fi rí ẹ̀gẹ́ wà èwo ni kẹ́ wá máa sọ oyin àbí agbọ́n sí ibi tí ó ti ń tọrọ kó wá máa it's quite funny ti tẹ dáadáa tó wá dìgbà tó fẹ́ parí tó wá bìlíìfì pé tóun bá pe àwọn èèyàn lẹ́mìí òun pin wọ́n lẹ́mìí nìyẹn tó wá lọ gbé èèyàn kan dìde tó wá fẹ́ máa ṣe bí godfather tó wá sọ pé kìnìkan 3.0 ṣèjọba ẹ àwọn aráàlú wọn dìbò fún ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n tún decide lórí ẹ̀ tó máa tún fẹ́ di next one fún má ti torí pé ó fẹ́ ṣe ìmíì sí 3.0 kó lọ́ máa pin àwọn kan lẹ́mìí kó máa mú àwọn aráàlú ló pè. Before my parting note, take a look at these two documents on your screen. Ìwọ tí accord bá fẹ́ fún ẹ contract jẹ́ kí n bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyẹn gan bóyá accord fẹ́ fún ẹ contract pé kó lọ tẹ letterhead wá fún un tó bá ti fi lè mú ẹ fẹ́ tẹ letterhead accord àbó fẹ́ tẹ face cap fún anybody tó wà l'accord àbó fẹ́ tẹ polo fún anybody tó wà l'accord tó bá ti fi lè fi party sí báyìí tó bá jẹ́ 1 million pieces nǹkan yẹn ló tẹ̀ wàá dá padà síbi tó ti ń gbé bọ̀ ni ẹ lọ bèrè lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ accord pátápátá tí mo bá gbé face cap mi fún ẹ tí mo bá ní kó lọ tẹ accord sí tí mo bá gbé vest t-shirt mi fún ẹ tí mo bá ní kó lọ tẹ accord sí tí mo bá gbé handband fún ẹ tí mo ní kó lọ tẹ accord sí àbí handfan tá mi máa ń pín yẹn tí mo ní kó lọ tẹ accord sí tó bá ti fi lè mú ẹ tẹ accord tó wá fi party sí pé accord party báyìí kó print 1 million kìíní yẹn I will ask you to take it back because I am not in accord party, I am in accord. It's as simple. Everybody knows that. So if everybody knows that, are you not telling me that the 3 state executive that conducted primary for Gundus and says he has 29,000 votes does not have this letterhead on my right? And the only paperwork they can print out for us is the one on the left without the party logo that carries accord party. Ṣé ẹni tó ní accord ní mọ orúkọ tẹgbẹ́ òun jẹ ni wọ́n tún ti lọ lu Gundus ní jìbìtì torí àwa ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ accord mọ̀ ìpẹ́ accord ní ẹgbẹ́ wa oneness and progress ó dẹ̀ máa ń wà lábẹ́ accord yẹn tá a bá kọ tán ṣùgbọ́n àwọn oníjìbìtì àti àwọn tó ń mọ̀ tó ń ṣe bí ìpamọ́ ò mọ̀ wọ́n ti rí pépà yẹn pé accord party ni wọ́n kọ sí kò dẹ̀ sí oneness and progress kankan ń bẹ̀ lógo accord gan kò ṣe é rí ń bẹ̀ fọ́ǹtì tí wọ́n fi kọ accord yẹn gan kì í ṣe fọ́ǹtì accord wa kì í ṣe orí lẹ́tà ẹ̀ẹ́dà accord ni wọ́n ti gbé result yẹn jáde adẹ̀ kàwé ní Nàìjíríà adẹ̀ tó ń sọ pé kí nìyẹn rí ẹ̀tanú nìyẹn kì í ṣe pé àmọ́ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe a ti rí pé wọ́n ti gbá bọ̀bọ̀ yìí torí wọn ò tún ní access sí official letterhead láti kọ ìkọkúkọ tí wọ́n kọ wọn ò tún sọ pé inú accord ló ti di ìbò yẹn wọ́n ní inú accord party ló ti di ìbò yẹn ẹjọ́ ẹgbẹ́ wo ló ń jẹ́ accord party ẹ̀yin ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ accord tá a wà lókè téńté. You can tell me which of the political parties is accord party right now, because the accord that we are is just accord, not accord party. You know, why would you dupe somebody in the broad daylight and you will still be manipulating people and the citizens' mind on the internet? The video of that room that you did you announced your primary. I am a professional media production manager. Why didn't you show us the wide angle of that room? You are playing. You are not serious. So you think we are in 1979? You should have shown us the wide angle of that room where we had delegates and representatives from all local governments, at least 33 local governments, lower Oyo State. You would have shown us a wide angle where we have at least 32 people seated in that room witnessing the how do I call it, declaration of your kangaroo election. It's simple. You don't create a fraud without factual evidences. Are you telling me that your digital camera could only show the front view and not a wide angle view of the entire hall? Are you taking that video to court for cross-examination? I don't think so. Because even a baby lawyer would ask you that, can we see the space where the election were conducted? So we don't need to, because of what we would eat, the benefit we will get from degrading a particular movement, start doing things that cannot be fact-finded. It's simple. So you are spreading a result that shows accord party, and we are in accord, not accord party. Because I've said it just now that if I give you 1 million naira contract to print a cap for me and put Anfan Abebetura in accord, and you print a cap and you print 1 million pieces of the cap and you write accord party, I will tell you that I am not in accord party, that I am in accord. And that is how we call ourselves, Accord. So why would you say that state executives do not know what the party is called? What's it, boy? So we have a lot of evidences, we have a lot of discussions that obviously would tell Nigerians that we are not fools anymore. We have a lot of fact findings. Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat declared in January 17, he opened his party house where elections and administrative activities would be running along Labino Road there towards Oje some weeks ago. All of the state executives were with him there. We have videos and pictures of them opening it with him. I would enjoin Gundus or Gadus or whatever they call him to bring out pictures, evidences of when he even obtained the expression of interest form. We need a picture evidence of the day, because the day Dr. Oriyomi that came to us obtain his expression of interest form, everybody saw it. He should give us a picture evidence in recent time today, because we are not in 1979 where you will say you don't have a picture and the jury will say yes, you may not have a picture. But today, part of what would make your statement valid if you can give us at least a picture or video evidence of what that statement is all about. We are learned, we are educated, we are not just Ibadan people who does not go to school. I am an Ibadan man, I'm well educated. I went to the Ekiti State University. That is the fountain of knowledge. If you have been to the Ekiti State University, you are a shining star. You will be taught on everything in life. Even if you are a science student, you will know about law. Because the honor of Ekiti itself is the fountain of knowledge, the land of honor. I did educational management, but when it comes to law, I'm perfect. Because Ekiti, you can't even live in Ekiti if you cannot defend yourself. Will you publish such thing in Ekiti? And lawyers won't have petitioned you that this party that you are trying to blackmail is not even a court party. It is a court. So why would you say you conducted a Congo primary election and you did not have a letterhead like this to write it out? And the only thing you can write out is one typed Microsoft Word typing without the logo of the party, writing a court party instead of a court, not even putting the slogan of the party, oneness and progress, and you release it out. That is the result of your kangaroo primary. Who are you showing that? Abẹ́rùbẹ́ àwọn ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ ṣètò tí ẹ wá gbọ́n àwọn aríjẹnímọ̀ dàrú àwọn tí wọ́n rò tọrọ náà tí wọ́n fẹ́ sọ àwọn tí wọ́n lé ejò sí wa ni wọ́n lè bìlíìfù primary yìí tẹ́ ṣe yẹ fún gandus be that àbí kílẹ̀ pé no be gandus be that. Àwọn tó pé jò yẹn wọ́n ṣàlẹ́ kiri àtàwọn iléeṣẹ́ ìgbéròyìn ìsàfẹ́fẹ́ tí wọn ò kojú òṣùwọ̀n tó jẹ́ pé ojoojúmọ́ àfi kán gba mọ́tò ẹ tó bá dẹ̀ ti fún yàn mọ́tò tó fún yàn mọ́tò ìgbà tó bá yá náà tó bá ní pé kẹ́yìn wá lọ kọrí ìbọn náà ìyá kọrí ìbọn náà. Ṣé lè rí iléeṣẹ́ ìgbéròyìn ìsàfẹ́fẹ́ tó kọjú òṣùwọ̀n dáadáa bí Àgídìgbò bí BBC News kán lọ gbé ìròyìn ẹlẹ́jẹ̀ wá fún yín láyé tó ní wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ verify ìròyìn kan tó gbé síta. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tó bá ti gba gẹ́dọ̀dọ̀ kó lè sọ dódó mọ́ náà ó lè ṣe máa rí pé àwọn ìwé ìròyìn tí wọ́n kójú òṣùwọ̀n tó ni wọ́n gbé ipe àwa tá a wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ Accord kì í ṣe àwọn tó wà ní Accord party o àwa tá a wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ Accord a gbé national secretary wọlé gbogbo national working committee l'Abuja tó ti sọ pé àwọn nìkan lọ conduct gbogbo wọn wà ń bẹ̀ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ testify sí pẹ̀lú INEC wípé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní o tó jẹ́ pé tá a bá tún pe PRO ẹgbẹ́ nínú state tá a wà yìí á tún ṣàlàyé fún yín kúnnákúnná wípé primary wa o bá a ṣe ní o ẹni tó wọlé ní o ṣùgbọ́n nínú executive bíi 13 àbí 17 káàtì àwọn housing executive mẹ́wàá ṣé mẹ́ta ti fọ́ọ̀mù quorum àwa tá a ti ṣe student union rí tá a ti ṣòṣèlú rí ṣé tá a bá fẹ́ ṣe faculty meeting tá a bá fẹ́ ṣe SUG meeting ṣé èèyàn mẹ́ta fọ́ọ̀mù quorum nínú èèyàn mẹ́wàá. So we are educated, we are elites. You cannot just come out with something that is not obtainable and you expect that everybody will take it. Even if the president is doing fake meeting and the president is on the seat, the vice president is on the seat, and the SSG, secretary to the state government, is on the seat, they are not yet a quorum until they have at least 1/3 of the total population of people that should be on that seat. Don't let anybody lie to you. Should be state chairman ti wà ńbẹ̀, should be secretary ti wà ńbẹ̀, should be national secretary. Suppose national secretary ti wà ńbẹ̀, wọn ò tí ì form quorum. ESCO gbọ́dọ̀ pé at least fraction, bóyá half of the ESCO ní quorum according to the constitution wọn. As executive, controlling. So even if I'm the president of Nigeria and the person watching me next is the vice president and the third person is the secretary to the state government, tá a dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe fake meeting, tá a dẹ̀ ní ìdí pé èèyàn 10 gbọ́dọ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ mẹ́ta sì ní wá báyẹn, tá a bá ti pè 6, 5 sí 6 àti lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ meeting inú ẹgbẹ́ ìbọmọdé òkú gan bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn, they call it quorum. So 3 people would hold the whole of the state to ransom because of a ghost, Gandus, that just surfaced suddenly within 3 days, who does not even have a pictorial evidence of when he came to obtain his expression of interest form. Someone who cannot show me 3 caps. How when your watch will get cap rate or Gandus see. So then you get new cap. Tájẹ́ cap tó ti ń dé láti February àbí January tó òun ti padì ẹ̀ tó ti look old pé Gandus náà ti wà tipẹ́. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ń dé ọjà báyìí máa rí àwọn cap Oriyomi Hamzat tí wọ́n ti fọ̀fọ̀fọ̀ tó ti gbó tó túmọ̀ sí pé ó ti wà tipẹ́ tí wọ́n ti ń lò tipẹ́ láti January pé Oriyomi ni. Gbogbo àwọn evidence tá a máa ń wò náà nìyẹn náà. Tó bá lóun tọ́jú ìyàwó ẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu kọ́ wàá fi sọ fún àwọn adájọ́ pé mò ń tọ́jú ẹ̀ wọ́n á gbé ìyàwó ẹ̀ sórí scale wọ́n á wọn kg ẹ̀ tí ò bá wọ kg tó yẹ kí èèyàn tó ń tọ́jú bá wọ evidence kan ti wà nílẹ̀ true fact finding báyẹn pé ò tọ́jú ẹ̀ tó bá fọwọ́ kan ara ìyàwó ẹ̀ tó ń gbóná fẹ́lifẹ́li tó ti kọjá normal temperature tó yẹ kára obìnrin gbà evidence kejì tó ti wà nílẹ̀ báyẹn pé ó ti ń ṣe àìsàn ò tọ́jú ẹ̀ tó bá pariwo pé mò ń tọ́jú ẹ̀ tó bá wọ aṣọ tó wọ̀ látòkè délẹ̀ tí ò ju aṣọ tó yẹ kí ẹni tí wọ́n ń tọ́jú wọ̀ tó bá wù ẹ̀ máa pariwo títí ayérayé cross examination tó ń ṣe yẹn ti fi hàn pé ò tọ́jú ẹ̀ tó bá lọ wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ tipẹ́tipẹ́ declaration wo ló ṣe rí táwọn tí wọ́n ṣe election fún ẹ̀yẹn wà tó lè fi fọ́tò ẹ̀ hàn wá party office wo ló ṣírí táwọn tó ṣe election fún ẹ̀yẹn wà tó lè fi hàn wá fídíò bí tó ti bá wọn rìn láàrin 10 seconds kan tẹ̀ ṣó ẹ̀ wípé èmi àti wọ́n jọ rìn wọ Akínyẹlé local government àjọ rìn wọ North East local government àjọ rìn wọ North local government Ìdó local government kan ṣó wa ní fídíò 10 seconds torí 1 minute lè ti pẹ́ jù. So gbogbo kí ni ìlú ẹ̀ka rò as citizens ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n máa parọ́ 1999 fún wa ní 2026. Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat is the candidate of a court party not aspirant anymore candidate tọ́lọ́run yọ́nú sí tí national executive àtàwọn state executive tí wọ́n fọwọ́ sí tí gbogbo aráàlú tí wọ́n fọwọ́ sí. On a party note mo ti sọ oríṣiríṣi nǹkan bí mo ti fi letterhead hàn wá letterhead accord gangan bó ṣe yẹ kó rí tí wọ́n nẹ́sà progress máa wà lábẹ́ àti Microsoft Word accord party ti tiwọn torí ó dàpá accord party bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n tún ti lọ register party tuntun tó ń pè accord party ṣètìgẹ́t tí àwọn ṣe torí àwọn kì í ṣe accord party accord ni wọ́n nẹ́sà progress tí wọ́n ti fi hàn pé wọ́n tún ti lu bọ̀bọ́ yẹn gan jìbìtì ó yẹ kó lọ gbowó ẹ̀ padà àbí nígbà tá ẹlẹ́fẹ́ fún ní nǹkan lákọ́ọ̀dù ẹ̀dẹ̀ rí pé èrò ti kún àkọ́ọ̀dù ti ní candidate tiwọn ẹ wá lọ fún ní nǹkan nínú accord party accord party wà lọ́dọ̀ INEC. So as we speak today Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat is a certified candidate of accord tí international news ti gbé tí state news tí ò jẹ ìjẹkújẹ tí wọ́n ti gbé tí gbogbo aráàlú mọ̀ tí national executive àti state executive accord tí wọ́n certify tí wọ́n fún ní ìwé ẹ̀rí kó yege yàtọ̀ sí party membership card tí gbogbo wa tá a ní lọ́wọ́ tí máa ń tọ́ tó pè ní Gandus ń gbé kiri tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ya fọ́tò tó clear fún àti fídíò tó clear tó dẹ̀ fi hàn ní gbogbo ibi táwọn èèyàn wà tí ò ń ṣe kọ́lọ́fín tí ò ń ṣe kámẹ́rà olójú méjì tó pé ọ̀nà kan ní kámẹ́rà yẹn lè ṣó kò lè ṣó àwọn èrò tó wà nínú yàrá títí wọn. So gbogbo àwọn tó ń bá fẹ́ lọ sí ilé ìgbẹ́jọ́ àìyẹn máa lọ ṣẹjọ́ àwa máa lọ dìbò àìmọye ẹjọ́ tó ṣì wà ń kọ́ọ̀tù títí lónìí tó dẹ̀ ti parí ìjọba gan wọ́n ti parí ìjọba tó pẹ́ jọ́jọ́ ìṣèwà kọ́ ṣe rí tí nǹkan ò bá ti wà straight ẹni tí ò bá ti lè rìn sàn báyìí ó máa ma pẹkọrọ náà ni ẹni tó fẹ́ rìn sàn láti débi tó ń lọ. If you want to contest an election in Nigeria, don't let anybody talk you down. You need to have the courage, the heart of a lion, because your oppositions will never let you move. It is just like playing football Manchester United àti Chelsea. Ìgbà tó máa ń gbá bọ̀ yẹn lọ́wọ́ everybody máa ma fara wọn sílẹ̀ máa ma ṣe kí ni ó ní referee ṣe wà tá máa fún wọn ní yellow card pé o ti fa ẹni sílẹ̀ torí everybody ló fẹ́ wà successful. But àwọn tá fẹ́ wà successful láì ṣe mọ̀dàrú àpọ̀ tó àwọn tó fẹ́ wà successful tó yẹ pé ẹni tó bá kú ló kú wà láti tiwọn nìyẹn by hook or by crook. INEC náà dẹ̀ ní referee tó lè máa fáwọn èèyàn yellow card red card wípé o ti fa èèyàn kan lẹ̀ ẹ wá wo nǹkan o kò wá sí ẹni tó lè fi erin kò sí ọba tó lè mú erin sílẹ̀ o tó lè fi erin sí báwo la ṣe máa ń kọ́ lórí yẹn tó lè fi erin sínú kòtò wípé kó má wípé kí erin má move wọn kì í so erin mọ́lẹ̀. Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat and accord nationally and in the states we are elephants as big as we are. So mo fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí rọ gbogbo àwọn aráàlú Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat ní candidate wa iṣẹ́ wa ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní pẹrẹwu báyìí ṣe rí a gbọ́dọ̀ padà sọ́dọ̀ àwọn tó máa sọ fún wa pé kò sí allocation Àbújá wọn ò ní san salary nǹkan kan a gbọ́dọ̀ padà sọ́dọ̀ àwọn tó máa ní pé torí pé wọ́n ń jagun bì kan lépo ṣe wọ́n a dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ padà sọ́dọ̀ ẹni ti ṣe dáadáa tó wá dìgbà tó fẹ́ parí tó wá bìlíìfì pé tóun bá pe àwọn èèyàn lẹ́mìí òun pin wọ́n lẹ́mìí nìyẹn tó wá lọ gbé èèyàn kan dìde tó wá fẹ́ máa ṣe bí godfather tó wá sọ pé kìnnìkan 3.0 ṣèjọba ẹ àwọn aráàlú wọn dìbò fún ẹ, jẹ́ kí wọ́n tún decide lórí ẹ̀ tó bá tún fẹ́ di next one fún. má ti torí pé ó fẹ́ ṣe ìmí sí 3 point tó kó lọ́ máa pin àwọn kan lẹ́mìí kó máa mú àwọn aráàlú ló pè. ìwọ̀nba tó ti ṣe àti kan sára sí ẹ pé ó ti ṣe dáadáa, ó ṣe ọ̀nà, ó ń san sálárì, ó ti ṣe wọn tó lè ṣe. ọmọlúwàbí kan kì í ṣe ju báyìí lọ. tó o bá ti gbá sẹ́ẹ̀tì ẹ tán lórí field, má gbé bọ́ọ̀lẹ̀, fi bọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ fáwọn tó bá fẹ́ gbá next set. That is just the arithmetics, the illustration to it. So a gbọ́dọ̀ tún lọ jẹ́ kí Ọ̀yọ́ state wọ́n lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó máa ní pé nǹkan tá a bá ti ní kó ṣe ni kó ṣe. ẹ jẹ́ kí ọmọlúwàbí dúdú big Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat tó jáde láì ní bàbá àṣàlẹ̀ kankan tó fẹ́ máa lọ kó owó padà fún, kó wọnú ọkàn àjà wa ipò la fẹ́ di ìbò wa fún tó ń bá ti gbé àpótí ìbò jáde ní 2027 tá a bá fẹ́ dìbò. a gbọ́dọ̀ tún lọ dúró sọ́dọ̀ ẹni tó pé òun ló máa yan commissioner fẹ́ni tí wọ́n fún, òun lọ́wọ́ tẹ́ni pé kó lọ continue 500 meter, wọ́n lè padà sọ 500 meter gan bí 700 meter. Torí new government new meter ni, new government new meter. ẹ jẹ́ ká wo ẹni tó yẹ kó ti mọ̀ pé 500 meter ti pọ̀ ju, ẹ jẹ́ ká dá padà sírù nǹkan tó máa jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn lè rí ilé wọn gbé láì jẹ́ pé bóyá wò. ẹ jẹ́ ká fọmọlúwàbí ṣe. téèyàn bá ti fẹ́ jẹun tán èèyàn kì í fọ abọ́ téèyàn fi jẹun. kí ọ̀gá wa tó fẹ́ kó lórí òyìnbó kó má fọ abọ́ tó fi jẹun. Ọ̀yọ́ state ní abọ́ tó fi jẹun, ó dẹ̀ bá létò ni. ẹnìkan náà ló fi ìjọba yẹn lẹ̀ tó fi wọlé, ẹni yóò gbógun tì pé kò ní wọlé. ṣùgbọ́n síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ tó bá sọ pé òun fẹ́ máa gbógun ti Ọ̀yọ́ state ni, Ọlọ́run tó ń ṣọ́ Israẹli kì í sùn, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kì í tóge. The Lord that watches over Ọ̀yọ́ state does not sleep, neither does he slumber. ní ìgbà tí Joseph lálàá, Oriyomi ṣe lálàá yìí, táwọn ẹgbẹ́ ìwà rògbà káwọn tà sóko ẹrú ni, dreamland ni wọ́n tó padà ta Joseph sí. Oriyomi ṣe lálàá pé ìṣèjọba rere máa tọwọ́ òun jáde lọ́yọ́ state yìí, táwọn kan wá ní pé káwọn lọ tà á ni, wọ́n ta pátì tó wà ní, wọ́n ṣe kíní kankan ni, wọ́n tún tà á, wọ́n tún ọjà wọn tó tún fẹ́ ta inú dreamland wọ́n tún fẹ́ lọ ta Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat sí, ibi tó máa tún ti wá ṣe ìjọba tó kẹ̀yà balẹ̀, táwọn èèyàn tún fi wá nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí, because wọ́n mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti gbógun ti máa yí oúnjẹ ni mo wá dìbò mi fún. He is eloquent. Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat, he is wise. God has given him the wisdom of Solomon, and he is surrounded by technocrats, positive-minded people like me and other aspirants. Because I'm also contesting for assembly, I'm the candidate for North East constituency too. I know what and how a constituency should look like. I know how to represent my people through in the World Health Organization, in UNESCO, across all the sectors that will benefit people in my constituency. And when people like me are across all constituencies in Oyo states, they will have and benefit dividend of democracy. It's simple. Ìjọba àsìn tó wọ́n nípa aṣojú lẹ́yìn ní ìsìn, ó ti kọjá pákan jókòó sí House of Assembly à ń rojọ́. Àwọn organizations tó bá yẹ ká ti lọ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa empowerment láti wá empower àwọn tó wà ní constituency wa, gbogbo àwọn corporate organization, corporate social responsibility wọn, discussion àwọn ará constituency ni wọ́n lo product yín, báwo lè ṣe fẹ́ bá wa empower àwọn schools níbẹ̀, àwọn organizations, nǹkan tí aṣojú ń ṣe é sìn nìyẹn. Kì í kàn ṣe ká aṣojú kan jókòó sí state assembly kó máa lóhùn ṣòfin, òfin ṣé a máa ṣe òfin pé káwọn èèyàn máa fẹ́ra wọn ni, a kàn ń jọ òfin síra wọn ni náà. Iṣẹ́ tá a gbà gangan ni pé ká máa ṣojú, ká ṣojú àwọn èèyàn wa káàkiri ibi tí wọ́n máa ti rí ìgbàyé gbádùn àwọn ọmọ ènìyàn. So Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat ó rí wa kójọ, ẹgbẹ́ àkọọ́dù rí wa kójọ, kì í ṣe politicians as usual tó gbé mọ́tò tuntun 2024 model wọ́n á rà, ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá dé primary schools ṣí à 1975 lẹ́ẹ̀ máa ṣe bà lọ́fíìsì principal àbí proprietress. ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ìjọba, ẹ jẹ́ ká jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà jẹ́ ibi tó dára. Gbogbo àwọn ìlú òkè tá à ń lọ yẹn, àwọn UK US yẹn, torí pé wọ́n kóra àwọn jọ ká fẹ́ tún lù àṣẹ wọn ṣe tún ṣe. Kì í ṣe ìgbà tí àwa kan tá la kàwé tá la fẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà dá, tá a rí àwọn kan ẹnìkan tó dé láàrin ọjọ́ mẹ́ta nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tó wá kọ rìsọ́ọ̀tì ilé ìfúnná accord party ní lórí, tá a dẹ̀ lè bèrè lọ́wọ́ arápá ṣàkọ́d party ní party ǹjẹ́ ṣe bá kọ́ọ̀dù ló ń jẹ́. Orí agbọ́dọ̀ wọ́n ní you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Orílẹ̀-èdè tí ó bá ti fi wọ́n ní òdodo ló máa ń gbé orílẹ̀-èdè lékè. Tí wọ́n bá jù sí wa tá a bá gbà wọ́n máa gbé nǹkan wọn lẹ̀ padà náà. Àwọn ará wọn kan náà àmọ̀ bóyá tó pé wọn ò láìkí kọ́kọ́rọ́ alátẹ tó ń jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ ọmọ ènìyàn. Tó o bá ra ilẹ̀, jẹ́ kí n ṣàkàwé kan fún ẹ, tó o bá ra ilẹ̀ ní 2009, tó o bá rà ní 250,000 tó o tí ì kọ́, tó o bá fẹ́ kọ́ ní ìsìn táwọn ọmọ onílẹ̀ yẹn wá ní pé ọwọ́ bàbá àwọn tó ti ra ilẹ̀ ó ti kú o, wà á tún ilẹ̀ rà ní o, tàbí tó o bá báyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ tó ti fẹ́ máa kọ́ ilẹ̀ yẹn tó tún wá ń lo owó agbára fún ẹ, tó lọ kó area boys wá bẹ́ẹ̀, tó lọ kó àwọn local kìnìún kan wá bẹ́ẹ̀, tó ọ̀dẹ̀ lówó lọ́yà tó pé owó tó fẹ́ fi yọ blọ́ọ̀kù lóní tó wá fẹ́ sọ ilẹ̀ yẹn di gbèsè àtàgbàná sí ẹ lọ́rùn, tó bá wá gba àgídìgbò lọ tó lọ rojọ́ wọn bẹ́ẹ̀, tó bá wá pé wọ́n àgídìgbò tó ti máa ṣe kọ́kọ́rọ́ alátẹ̀yẹn, wọ́n máa bẹ́ẹ̀ gba ọlọ́pàá, wọ́n máa bẹ́ẹ̀ gba lọ́yà, wọ́n máa bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá ti gbọ́jọ́ ẹni tó dẹ̀ rí pé gbogbo dọ́kúmẹ̀ntì ni o, wọ́n máa bẹ́ẹ̀ jà fún ilẹ̀ yẹn. wọ́n máa wá ọlọ́run wá fún wọn ṣe wọ́n máa gba ilẹ̀ yẹn padà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó fẹ́ fagbádá gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ torí wọ́n ló ní nǹkan ẹ̀ wà wá lọ kọ́lé sórí ilẹ̀ yẹn wà wá máa gbé bẹ́ẹ̀. ṣé irú èèyàn báyìí ò ní ṣàdúrà fún Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat? ṣé kò ní ṣàdúrà fún Agidigbo FM tó ní wọ́n jà fẹ́tọ̀ ọmọ ènìyàn ní? tọkọ ẹ bá gba gbogbo ọmọ lọ́wọ́ ẹ tó kó lọ tó wá di pé òun tó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣé wà lọ́ máa bímọ tuntun yìí tó wá bẹ yanjú ẹ pé ìwọ ọkọ kó díẹ̀ kó kálukú jọ sábàdà wọn, ṣé wọn ò ti jà fọ́tọ̀ ọmọ ènìyàn báyẹn? ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe náà wọn. àwọn kan máa wọ́n ní gbẹnu sí máìkì ni, ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé ètò kan wà lórí bcos lọ́jọ́ ọjọ́ tó ń pè ní ṣódà abẹ́ yẹn ó ní Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat irú nǹkan tó ń ṣe kọ́kọ́ rà tẹ ó ní nǹkan tó tún tóbi ju ṣódà abẹ́ tó ń ṣe ń gbà yẹn lọ. ìlú ò gbọdọ̀ wà kó má sí àwọn tó máa jà fẹ́tọ̀ ọmọ ènìyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn bàbá tó ṣe ṣódà abẹ́ ń gbà yẹn ẹ mọ èèyàn tó máa ti fi ètò yẹn ràn lọ́wọ́ tó ti jẹ́ kó nílé lórí tó ti jẹ́ kó lọ skul tó gba ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀ fún. so ẹ má jẹ́ káwọn kan tí ẹ pé olóṣèlú paraku ni wọ́n ibi tí wọ́n ti fẹ́ jẹ ni wọ́n fẹ́ dúró sí kọ́ máa sọ fún yín pé rédíò iṣẹ́ dọ̀bù lórí rédíò olóṣèlú ni òṣèlú yàtọ̀ sí kí lóṣèlú kí ni òṣèlú ṣé òṣèlú ti ní irúfẹ́ àwọn kan tó ń gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe ni. no ṣé ẹ sọ pé òṣèlú ti ní tí wọ́n bá ti bímọ ní hospital níjọ́ tó bá bí ọmọ ìkókó ni wọ́n máa ti gbé stamp kan bá wà jẹ́ ọmọ bá pé òṣèlú ni ìwọ lọ ṣe. no àwọn aṣíwájú people with positive leadership mind ọlọ́run máa ń prepare sílẹ̀ fún leadership position holding ní ìlú tó bá máa dáa. ṣùgbọ́n ìlú tó bá pẹ́ tó máa ń jagun bì kan epo máa kó 700 sí 1350 olóṣèlú wọn máa sọ fáwọn wá ṣe ti gẹ́ẹ̀tì báyẹn. ṣùgbọ́n ìlú tá à ń sá lọ tá à ń gba visa tá a lọ ń fi first degree wa hustle lọ́dọ̀ wọn bẹ̀yẹ àwọn leaders ni wọ́n yíyàn sórí ipò òṣèlú. ẹ wo the United States of America àwọn kan ò like Trump ọmọ Nàìjíríà tó bá ń gbé lamẹ́ríkà tó bá lóun ò like Trump máa bọ̀ wá like bàbá wa ọmọ wa ni ẹjọ́ ṣe máa bọ̀ Nàìjíríà wá like ẹ̀ tó bá like Trump kó lu ẹ̀ ìlú tó ti lẹ́tọ̀ tó ti tùbà tó ti tùṣẹ́ Trump kan ló ń tòlú òfin ìlú ló ń tòlú ó kàn ṣàṣojú àti tò ìlú yẹn ni. so kò sí irú iṣẹ́ kan tó máa ní pé tó bá ti jẹ́ doctor tó bá ti jẹ́ lawyer tó bá ti jẹ́ engineer o ò lè jẹ́ governor rárá o. A mechanic can become a governor, a civil servant can become a governor, a teacher can become a governor. Anybody can become a leader because leaders are born, they are not made. That was what Professor Mrs. Adebayo taught me when I was in school. And it is a real postulated theory. Tó fi máa jẹ́ pé tẹ́ bá lọ wo àwọn world leaders. Ẹ wo Donald Trump. Ṣé ìmọ̀ kó máa ń ṣe fíìmù tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n play stand up comedy ló ń ṣe bí àwọn báwọn basket mouth. Ṣé ti okay we are back the network is back. Ṣé ti basket mouth bá fẹ́ ṣe president ṣe máa ní pé kò lè ṣe president torí pé ó jẹ́ comedian. Èèyàn wọ́n ń jà fẹ́ tọmọnìyàn. Ó ní iye rẹ́kọ̀dù tó máa ti ní Àgídìgbò iye successful cases. Ẹ wo kéèsì ẹni tí wọ́n pa lóòótọ́ ọ̀kan lọ́nà ní Ọ̀ṣun lọ́dún yẹn. Ẹ wo bó ṣe jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ ọmọ àwọn ènìyàn àwọn fámìlì ẹ̀ tó fi jẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ máa yẹn ìwádìí tó ń kiri omi kiri inú odò tó dẹ̀ bá wọn tún kọ́wọ́ jọ tí ò dẹ̀ ń ṣe pé bóyá àkáǹtì ẹ̀ ni wọ́n gbowó yẹn sí. Tó yẹ pé àkáǹtì àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí yẹn náà ni wọ́n gbowó yẹn sí. Ẹ wo bó ṣe jà fẹ́tọ̀ ọmọ ènìyàn tó bọ̀ bọ́yìn òfin kú gbé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fọ̀rọ̀ ṣera wa wò ká tó máa ní pẹ́ nìkan rédíóníkì kankan ni. Kódà rédíóníkì can become a governor. Electrician can become a governor. Èmi teacher ni mí by the special grace of God màá dìbò máa wọlé máa ṣojú àwọn èèyàn láti assembly. Ìyà tó jẹ teacher máa tẹ kọ́kọ́ dópin. Gbogbo ká máa fi chọ́ọ̀kì kan sójú board àti àkọ́kọ́ dópin ó ti àwọn nǹkan 1991 tá a ṣì ń lọ school nísìn àkọ́kọ́ dópin because aṣojú rere tó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣojú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ó ní èmi o. Báwo ni school ṣe ní fence? House of assembly máa dẹ̀ ní fence. Ẹ̀wọ̀n lọ́wọ́ important jù ní school àti house of assembly. Ẹ ká bira wa náà. Ṣé àwọn agbẹ́nipa àwọn agbésùnmọ̀mí ṣé wọ́n lè wọ́n house of assembly bọ́n ṣe wọ́n ní school tí wọ́n wọ̀ lórí eré yẹn. Tí school bá ní fence ṣe bá wọn gate man àti ẹ̀tọ́ kọ́ máa bá wọn fà lọ lẹ́nu gate náà táwọn èèyàn fi máa pe ọlọ́pàá. Báwo ni toilet house of assembly ṣe máa find the office principal secondary school lọ? Principal mi ní masters, principal mi gan ti di doctor. Principal mi ṣé àtọ́fin jókòó báyìí èso máa chúkù ẹ̀ ni. So teacher ni èmi I will become great in life. Kò sí occupation kankan tó lè don't let politicians tell you that you cannot do it. You should be who you are. Don't let them talk you down. There is no specific profession that has been assigned by INEC that if you are not from this career, you cannot contest an election. No, it doesn't happen that way. Ẹ má dẹ̀jẹ̀ káwọn kan tó ti gba owó tó ti ta ọjọ́ ọ̀la tó ti believe àwọn ti ta ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa tó tún wá láṣẹ lórí wa at the end of the day pé òpònú làwọn èèyàn nǹkan tá a bá ti gbé fún wọn wọn á gbà. Ọmọ tó kọ exam tó answer 3 questions ó yàtọ̀ sọmọ tó kọ exam tó answer 1 question. Tó bá lẹ́yìn ò ṣe screening tó bá lẹ́yìn ò ṣe kinní kan tẹ́gbẹ́ bá ní nǹkan tó ń fẹ́ ni àwọn aráàlú náà wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ la ọpọlọ wọn kọ́ ní pé ṣé nǹkan tẹ́gbẹ́ ṣe dáa ṣé nǹkan tẹ́ gbé ìṣe ò dá. Mo dẹ̀ láyọ̀ láti sọ fún yín pé National Executive Accord, State Executive Accord, gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n fọwọ́ sí ètò primaries tó ṣẹlẹ̀ l'Accord tó gbé Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat wọlé. Àwọn mẹ́ta kan péré tí wọ́n fọ́ọ̀mù quorum ó ní wọ́n jókòó tí wọ́n bí lè fáwọn fẹ́ ta ọjọ́ ọ̀la Ọ̀yọ́ state. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ rọ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ state pé kò sẹ́ni tí ò dá ní gbogbo àwọn tó ń contest fún gọ́vnọ̀ o, ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo wa ti mọ̀ pé Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat olódodo ni, ó dẹ̀ máa ń ṣe òdodo ni, ó dẹ̀ máa ń jàfẹ́tọ̀ ọmọnìyàn ni, ó dẹ̀ ti ń tún nǹkan ṣe, ó ti ní àwọn ìhà tó ti kọ sáwọn aráàlú tó ti fi tó wọn ṣe tó fi ń jáde ní ogúnlọ́gbọ̀n láti support ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ̀, ká dẹ̀ gbàdúrà fún, ká dẹ̀ dúró ti tán pátápátá títí tí INEC àfi ní pé ká máa ṣe ìpolongo òbò. Ká bá ti wọ́n ṣe ìpolongo òbò, gbogbo ẹ̀yin náà máa wá rí kan tí ẹgbẹ́ Accord tó ní fún Ọ̀yọ́ state tó fi máa yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tá a ti ń rí bọ̀ láti gbà wáṣẹ́. Mo dẹ̀ gbàdúrà pé Ọlọ́run á ṣe dáadáa fún gbogbo wa, gbogbo èròǹgbà wa á yọrí sí rere. Tó bá kù díẹ̀ kí ọmọ olóore gbogbo wa táwọn wo fídíò yìí àtàwọn tó máa ṣe ẹ̀ kán jìn sí kòtò, mọ̀nàmọ́ná ọ̀run á ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́lẹ̀ fún wọn. Àwọn abanilógo jẹ́ ò ní bá wa lógo jẹ́. Àwọn tó máa ń ta èèyàn dànù nítorí pé wọ́n rí ògo èèyàn, wọn ò ní tà wá síbi tí wọ́n ti pa wá, ibi tó go wá ti hàn òun á tà wá sí. Ọlọ́run tiẹ̀ ní gbé wa. But you know, as politics we have it, but as we should think it, it is normal for people to backslide. Even those that give their life to Christ eventually may backslide. And that is why suddenly in less than 3 days or 4 days to the party primaries, someone came up and says his name is Gudus or something. The question we have to ask ourselves rationally is that, do I know Bayo Adelabu? Yes. Do I know, what is it called? Remi Oseni? Yes. Do I know BSA? Yes. Do I know Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat? Yes. Do I know Seyi Makinde? Yes. These are rational questions that we should be asking ourselves. Do I know President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Yes. But have I ever had Gundus before in the history of politics in Nigeria? It is a question of either yes or no. That is the first question we should ask ourselves. So, at what point did Gudus became a member or started politics? If Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat had physical evidences of declining, of obtaining expression of interest form, of declining his intention to join Accord, of moving around with party executives, both the national, states, and local executives across all local governments in Oyo State, and we all have been seeing that since January, and suddenly somebody comes up within 3 days and says he's a member of the party. It is a question that we should ask ourselves, that if you've been a member of the party even in the last 3 days, what are the activities that you have participated in the last 3 days that qualifies you as a member of a party? Because legally you can say you're a member of an association, but if through all administrative process there is no evidence that shows that you're a member of that association, you may just be a dormant member or a sleeping member. We all know this. If I say I attend a church now, for example, Redeem, and there's no record of me showing, there's no record showing that I attend the church, either through church attendance, through offering paying or tithe paying, and nobody can even testify that I sit beside him in church every Sunday. And suddenly when Redeem wants to distribute probably rice for Christmas, and now show up and say I'm a member of of Redeem, the question people would ask rationally is that I've not been seeing you in this church. So why is it that it was when it is time for politics that we stopped asking the rational question of if Gudus had been a member of Accord in the last 5 months, so to say. For example, now, who have you been sitting with? Where are the pictures that shows that you've been a member of this political party in the last, you said you came in March or April, since March till date? Can we see those that you've met with in your local government and your ward that can testify that for you've attended at least one ward meeting? Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat has attended several declarations and ward meetings and all around. So it simply means that Nigerians have always been taken for those who cannot think by themselves for the past years in politics. We have always seen politics as business as usual. But unfortunately for them, it is only a rat that can be kept in the cage. You cannot keep an elephant in a cage. If it has been politics as usual in the last 4 years, that Accord has always been a party where they do not contest election for view, or they are probably being sold before election. This time, the type of candidate Accord is flying. He's not a rat, he's an elephant. People like us, people like Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat and many others, those who understand what is to be done and how it should be done. So it's simple. Instead of us beating about the bush, the question we should ask ourselves is that, where are the evidences that Gudus is a member of the so-called party in court? Another question is, the normal hierarchy of administrative hierarchy of association, political party organization. We have the national executives, we have the state executives, and we have the local executives. Things like the primary election cannot be conducted by a level of the hierarchy without the authorization of the highest hierarchy. It's simple. So you cannot conduct a local government election without the state executives approving it that it should be conducted within a party. You cannot conduct a state election without the approval of the national executives for you to do so. So on what ground will that of Oyo State be different? You would hear things like National Working Committee of the APC, National State Working Committee of the PDP, National Working Committee of so party, and so on and so forth. So at what point did Accord decide that screening of candidates and conducting primaries should only be limited to the state executives and not the national executives? It means something fishy is going on. It's simple. So ideally, statutorily, it is the national executive of every political party that should handle matters arising from primaries across all states in Nigeria, because state executives cannot act independently on matters of issues of exclusive matters like that. It is not a concurrent matter. This time it's exclusive, limited to the under the umbrella of the national executives. Then the national executives can then say, okay, we are assigning so part of the state executives to join so that primaries can be conducted in different states in Nigeria, Lagos, Osun, Oyo, Ogun, and so on. So which means the state executives are not statutorily independent to conduct a state election, primaries, without the input or directive of the national executives. Even when during general election and the states or SEC wants to conduct a state election, there must be directive from their national body, which is INEC, in general elections. That is our basis number 2 of keep putting our mind at rest. Basis number 3, don't let them dupe you. Is basis number 3. Don't let anybody dupe you. A party membership card is different from a certificate of clearance or certificate of return, whatever it may be. I have my party membership card. Thousands and millions of Accord members today have their party membership cards. It's a general document that will be given to you, or a personal document that will be given to you generally once you register as a member of Accord. So once you say you are a member of Accord, you are entitled to your party membership card. This is quite different from a certificate that clears you that you can contest an election or you are the flag bearer of a party. So why on earth should we believe, or should Nigerians or your state indigents believe that someone holding a party membership card with a picture that cannot be clearly seen? Because sometimes I wonder how we think in Nigeria. Even if you are snapping with the cheapest Android phone today, the picture you snap in daylight will show you clearly. So why are we coming up with an aspirant holding a party membership card with a picture circulating the internet that can be barely seen? Even the face of the person holding the card can be barely seen. Even the card is holding, what is written on it can be barely seen. And we assume that the picture is a valid or a recent picture. So it means that those that understand what we call photoshopping and the likes would understand that something has been done to probably not show the image clearly, such that it has probably been edited or manipulated. Then again, we had results flying out. Abba. Everybody knows how big Oyo State is. Even during the general election, there is nobody that will tell me that they got the result of their elections as at 5 p.m. It is always from morning till the following day. Overnight, nobody will sleep. The result coming from Okeogun, the result coming from Kishi, from Erua, and so on and so forth. During general election in Oyo State that we all know. Let us now assume that the party primaries is an extract of the general election. Are you telling me that every election occurred within a period of 2 to 3 hours that they sat, and all results trooped in within 2 to 3 hours, and there is no place. When Accord is doing ordinary ward meeting, people know that we are there because we are not small in number. So there is no one across the entire state, not even Ibadan Northeast that I am from, that could see us in our usual place of meeting conducting election that brought all of the results that is posted in on my left side here, that I painted color purple out for Gundus. Is that no big gadus be that? No, let us ourselves. Should no be gadus be that? So the vote from a ward in Kishi came in. The vote from a ward in the whole of Oriyomi, the whole of Seyi, the whole of Northeast, the whole of Ibarapa, Tisbo, trooped in within 1 hour. And as fast as it could troop in, nobody could give us a picture evidence of what and where they took the primaries. You know, there's a way you lie in 1999, which will be different from the way you would lie in 2026. That's the obvious truth. In 1999, you can tell somebody that you will see him next week, and you may not see him, and you will say it's because you could not communicate him this and that. But today, if you can't see somebody, you pick off your phone and tell him that I'm sorry I could not see you because I'm busy or I'm unavoidably absent. But in 1999, there is no phone for you to call. So which means the type of lie we will lie in 1999 is different from the type of lies we will lie in 2026. Let us be factual and realistic. You did not even tell us that you had a digital way of conducting the primary, so it trooped in. You said you conducted primary and nobody could take pictures of you conducting primary. Nobody could take videos of you conducting primary. Did you destroy all their phones? Did you tell them to keep their phones in the bush or in their pockets? You know, this lie is quite absolute, it's quite unrealistic, it is quite old school. And the type of brain they are dealing with today are the high brains. The brains that when you tell them things, they would fact find before they say it is yes or no, except for if they are biased, they are naturally biased, or if they feel, I just want to dance to the tone. Why will you tell Nigerians that, or your state citizens, that within 3 hours Accord from the state executives conducted, not even all the state executives, from 3 state executives conducted an election, and in 3 hours result trooped in, and someone who cannot testify that this is my picture at my ward meeting, who has not in any way contributed or been seen in any of the events the party has been doing for the past 5 months, says he has about 30,000 votes, 29,000 votes. Who are the 29,000 people? Are they ghosts? Where is ward members safe? Who can tell me the full name of Gudus? And where is from? Who can say, okay, this is Gudus and this is his description? Then you people come up with all of these things, just 3 out of about 13 or 15 executives, and you say this is the answer. And you expect that Nigerians will collect the answer from you because you think Nigeria are still the same old fools that you used to know in the past 20 years. No, we are new. This time you may think we are fools, but we are not fools. This is a digital age. This is an age whereby when you get to courts, you can even provide digital evidences of probably police brutality, domestic violence, and so on and so forth, and the jury would cross-examine your evidence. So you don't come around this century, this millennium, this date, and say the same way you lied in 1979 is the same way you would lie in 2026. It's commonsensical. And that is why you don't see us arguing with them. Because we know that eventually they will go to court while we are conducting the elections. And they will keep going to court while we are running the government when we would win the election. And we will become the governor of our state, inshallah, come 2027. At this stage of our lives. Àwọn kan bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fly gbogbo kìíní ẹ̀ka kiri ẹ má dẹ̀ ti mọ̀ pé àwọn rí jẹ ní mọ̀dàrú náà pọ̀ ẹ̀kẹ́gbẹ́ yẹn ṣàdàrú káwọn èèyàn lè máa wo ẹgbẹ́ títí wápá àwọn olókùn tó máa dìbò fún.